and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the final best of 5 of the broadcast. We'll have more matches. We're still getting halfway through the broadcast, to be honest, but we've made it here to the final upper bracket quarterfinals match. We have a PvZ between our Protoss and our Zerg. Let's go. Let's jump on in, featuring the #1 player of the Brazilian StarCraft circuit, but we'll get there because in the top left-hand corner, we have his challenger. We have the would-be usurper. We have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg representing Eximius Gaming. It is Dorminhoco, aka Sleepy, aka Dormilon. Papi Dormilon. Ah, he's so sleepy. Let's go. Rank number 5 in the overall standings is ranked 5. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. Let's go. Again, ranked number 1. He is the best Protoss in all of Brazil. He's arguably the best Protoss in all of Latino America. I know that Mute has something to say about that. I would love to host a show match one day between MasTeR and Mute to find out, to confirm who is the stronger of the two. But at least in Brazil, MasTeR does take it. And again, we'll see if anyone can bring him down. Dorminhoco going to be opening up pool first. It does go earlier pool into a hatchery. No gas. So gases opener out of Dorminhoco. Does open up. Also, before I get ahead of myself, if you're in the chat, you know what's happening. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into this best of 5. Now, coming into this, MasTeR is the heavy favorite to bring down MasTeR. We expect one of the big names. We expect an Eric. We expect an Inexorable. Outside of those two, though, it's going to be a mountain to climb. So best of luck here to Dorminhoco facing off against MasTeR. We'll see if he has something special in store for us. Oh, let's go! Pool first into a hatchery, into a macro hatchery on the low ground. This is the Eric opener. Let's go. I mentioned this before, but Claw alongside Dorminhoco, alongside some of the other Zerg players in Brazil, they do take after Eric. They look up to him. They look up to him. He is the prophet that was promised. Let's go. As things, they do slip in a chrono boost on the Zell, but that might just be too late. The pylon is under fire. He's going for the pylon. The pylon is going to go down. The boys are being pulled. You can see a backup pylon on the way, and the pylon should fall. Oh, it's going to be close. Barely goes out, but the Zell does pull that in time. Despite that, nice damage here on the probes, getting 4 workers. 4 probes go down. Pylon as well. Good damage here by Dorminhoco. Does sit by. Does sit past. And Dorminhoco with a solid start. Behind this, he's droning. Behind this, droning up. Settling in back at home. Also, a quick announcement as well, and we'll be going into this more later on, but it did actually happen during the broadcast. But we have a new Duckling. We have a new battle. We have a new Duckling on the team. We have a new Duckling on the team, I should say. Enki El Hermoso, Enki Alexander. He is a caster, a Spanish caster. He's a near and dear friend. We've been friends for a very long time at this point, and recently, by recently I mean an hour ago, has officially joined the CranKy Ducklings. Officially has joined the Ducklings as the official Spanish caster. We have spoken about it. I'm not going to jump on for a Spanish cast at all, but I might jump on his stream every now and then. Potentially, we'll see what happens when it comes to. I know that he does host a podcast on a regular basis. Does have his own podcast in Spanish where they do discuss and go over things in Spanish, and he did say that he does want me on at one point. So likewise, might even see Enki on the podcast as well. Likewise, we'll do our best to support him as a fellow caster, as a content creator, when it comes to casting and covering events, when it comes to providing any kind of support as well, as much as we can. So much love to Enki. Much love, Papi. Much love. Este Enki. We're going more into it later. But now, though, I'm going to be settling in. Going to be settling on in. Double adept into the natural. 1 drone goes down. He gets 1 so far. He's going to get 2. Until we get up to 3. Oh, barely. 3 workers do fall. Getting 3, 4. This is getting out of hand. He gets 5 towards the end. 5 drone kills for 2 adepts. A nice trade here from MasTeR. Back at home, we're going for a Stargate opener into a 3rd base, into a standard opener here overall. Dorminhoco, he had a nice start killing 4 pros, but alas, MasTeR does make up for that. does make up for it in the end. Likewise, you dip in between the bases. Oh, we just see Dorminhoco going into Ling Hydra without an Evo chamber. This is an odd one. Typically, when you go into Hydras like this, you're foregoing roach production. So because you're foregoing roaches, typically you get plus on melee to make sure that your Lings can actually support yourself. You can support yourself, you can support your army, and get away with skipping roaches. But instead, Dorminhoco going to really fast Hydras into Hydra range, into a Hydra rush, I would assume. Show us what you got. Let's go. I said that the gas income is actually quite low here for Dorminhoco. Lings, they fan out towards the third base. MasTeR, he is in position. And MasTeR is ready. There's the NG overcharge. He shuts down the Lings. The Lings are shut down. The Lings get forced back. And with that, we do have that Stargate follow-up. Oracles, they get across the map. The Queen's out of position, getting up to 3 more drone kills. Three more drones. They rotate further in. Let's rotate further in. We get the recall back home. Behind this, a transitioning not into Colossus. Switching it up. Going into Storm. Let's head towards Storm instead. Likewise, MasTeR, I mean, he has momentum. He has been able to deal quite a bit of damage here. Blink is outdone. His goal, deny the fourth. Deny the fourth expansion. Now, Hydras have been amassing quite quickly here. We have a Roach follow-up. That I was not expecting. So, Hydra Roach, not Ling Hydra out of Dorminhoco. That's very gas-intensive. Very gas-intensive as a composition. Expansion is going to be denied. There's no saving this. And brutal pickup. Catching out some Stalkers as well. And Dorminhoco from here, he's going for the all-in. I mean, he's not making drones. He lost a fourth base. His fourth base has been denied one too many times already. He cuts workers like 66. Oh no! We'll take a stasis to the face. The stasis goes off, creates a force field essentially. And a much better position for MasTeR to engage. Nidus is on the way again to commit across the map. It's all or nothing for Dorminhoco. It's all or nothing. And MasTeR, he wants those Hydras. Stasis is about to run out. Nidus into the main. MasTeR, he has no vision. Uh-oh. Wait, does he? No, he see. Wow, it's within range. It's within vision. It's within range. It is spotted. Nidus does complete. We have a couple of Roaches spilling out. A couple of Hydras as well. Ooh. Stasis does go up. Stasis goes off. MasTeR kites back. And he's running out of steam already here. He's running out of units. We have a couple more Hydra spilling in. Okay, gonna keep this going. MasTeR, he has to race back home. Is Storm ready? Yeah, Storm. Oh my god. Is that even a question? Storm is done. The all-in is being shut down here. Oh, another storm on the Hydras. They spill out into the storm. And with that MasTeR, he will completely shut this down. He cleans up the all-in, shuts down the Nidus Worms. Across the map, he's getting a fourth base, expanding towards his opponent. We have a backup Nidus into the third. And MasTeR, does he notice? Does he notice? I'm here. I believe he does. Yeah, he shuts it down. Shuts down the Nidus Worm. Cleans up the Overlord. Backup Nidus here at the would-be triangular fourth location. Triangular third location even. But MasTeR's looking very comfortable. Remember, MasTeR, he has 84 probes. He's on a 4-base economy, fully saturated on 4 bases. He's got Storm, he's warping in more units, getting more upgrades. We could do with maybe some more gateways or even a second robo. But MasTeR, he is perfectly fine. And he will soon push. Oh, even oversaturated at his fourth base. Which means he can just get a fifth. Let's get another expansion. He's almost up to 90 probes. Calm down. Upon seeing how many roaches there are, that's where a heavier immortal count can fare well. But now, nice storm on the Hydras. Another storm is coming in. Oh, good. Yeah, the storms are brutal. As there are too many High Templar, not enough Stalkers here. MasTeR overextends. Archons are going down. We mentioned it here, but I mean, there's only one Robo, only one Immortal. We need more Stalkers. We need more Warp-ins. Where's the army? It was out of position. To be honest, if MasTeR had fought with everything together, he would have won that fight, but he'll win anyway. Yeah, the Stalkers have arrived. It was a little bit lopsided, a little bit chaotic when it came to the engagements. Again, MasTeR just didn't fight with his Stalkers, but now he arrives. And now he can take it. Now he can take it. Forces back the army, takes on the Nidus Worm. Sometimes you get to check the weather before heading out the door. Yo, we've all been there. He didn't take his umbrella, Batty. Didn't take it. No. And here we go, MasTeR with some very nice blink control. Does blink forward, breaks through the main army. GG gets called, and MasTeR, he takes game at number 1. Ooh, GG. MasTeR, he does take a lead in the series, does take the first game, and the pressure is now on. We'll see if Dorminhoco can bounce back and to recover. Again, this was an interesting setup there from Dorminhoco. As a reminder, he went into really early Hydra production, and he went for a delayed Nidus. If you recall, he actually went for a Nidus after his fourth base was denied. It almost felt like a reaction. Unfortunately, MasTeR already had momentum. He already denied the fourth base. It was already ahead economically. He already had more production. So the Nidus Swarm was a little bit lackluster. It was also unfortunate that the Nidus Swarm was scouted. It was within vision of the gateways, so it did allow MasTeR to have more time to react, to respond, and to shut it down. GG. GG, well played. With that, MasTeR does take a lead in the series, and now we are getting into game number 2. We'll see if Dorminhoco can recover and make a series out of this. As a reminder, coming into this, MasTeR, he is the #1 ranked player in the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. You don't get better than MasTeR, so it's difficult for anyone to go up against him, even including players like Eric and players like Inexorable. It's still a tough ask. He is ranked #1, and let's go. Let's get into ley lines for game number 2. Here we go. We are loading into ley lines. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the top right-hand corner of ley lines. We have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Eximius Gaming. Oh, down in the series. We'll see if he can recover. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Dorminhoco. Once again, going for the 15 pool, I would imagine. There he is, ranked number 5 in the overall standings. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have his opponent. We have the Brazilian Protoss, the blue Protoss. It is MasTeR for Team Hellfire, the #1 seed of the tournament. As we mentioned, Dorminhoco does open up a pool first. You can see the history between these players. Oh, Jesus. They face off. They played many times throughout the year, as you can see here. But last MasTeR, he has 100% win rate over Dorminhoco. And we'll see if Dorminhoco has something special in store for us here and now. For now, as a reminder, this was a 15 pool into a later hatchery. So earlier spawning pool means earlier lings. You can see here 6 lings moving out across the map. 6 lings do move out, and MasTeR spots this, he confirms, and this time a much stronger reaction. As a reminder, last game, MasTeR, he was very lax. He went for a delayed zealot, so his pylon went down and he lost 4 probes at the start of the game. It was actually a really nice start from Dorminhoco, but this time MasTeR's all over this, and he denies the hatchery. He knows! He denies the hatch. He delays the macro hatch, forcing out a third base, but MasTeR is all over that drone, and he will heavily delay Dorminhoco. The problem here is that these macro hatchery builds are more uncommon, and they're more a little bit strange, and they're more out of the norm unless you're in Brazil. Like, MasTeR is very well practiced, very well versed. The zealot is in the wall. He does fully wall up. Second zealot's on the way. MasTeR is perfectly safe and sound. This time, MasTeR, he will not lose any workers. He will not lose the zealot, not lose the pylon. So MasTeR defends. MasTeR, he also disrupts the build of Dorminhoco. And from here, MasTeR setting up back at home. Making more depths. Is going to be that Stargate open out of MasTeR. So standard play, like MasTeR, he isn't really one to cheese things up too much. He isn't really one to go for like proxies or go for all-ins. We sometimes see Glaive builds out of MasTeR, but outside of that, we shouldn't really see too much deviation. So Stargate open it into Oracle, into a third base. Dorminhoco back at home, going for his own third as well, getting a delayed expansion. We're building up from here, and it's going to be on Dorminhoco to recover. As the depths, they get across the map. They commit to the shade. Oh, not quite. Instead, they deny the spore. Oh, God, that's going to be a denial. One drone goes down. I believe that was a kill in the spore crawler as well. From there, ooh, 4-minute lair out of Dorminhoco. Very early lair timing. Now, with the 4-minute lair, this can lead into Nidus, right? It can lead into Link Queen Nidus. If we see Overlord speed, it could be for Drop Lord play. Otherwise, this could just be a rush into early Hydras again. Based on game 1, that's also viable. That's also an option. Rotron gets thrown down. Lings, they attempt to engage, but again, the Adepts, they hold their own. 14 more Lings on the way. MasTeR does threaten those mineral lines. Does threaten. Getting behind the bases. Shading into the main. Lings are having a hard time keeping up. And 2 drones go down. Nice damage here from MasTeR. Takes down 2 workers. Denies mining at the gas. Scouts the early lair. Is cleaned up. Oh, we'll lose the Oracle. That should not have happened. MasTeR with a bit of an overextension. But the lair did complete. And what's the lair for? Roach speed. Okay, so nothing too fancy. No Nidus play. No Drop Lords. No fast Hydrogen. Just gonna be roaches. So rush production underway. The shield battery is not done. These stalkers are going to be going down. Oh, can he get one? Barely not. Barely doesn't get the stalker. The Oracle does race back home in time. MasTeR holds. MasTeR holds, MasTeR defends. MasTeR has a massive lead at this point. Dorminhoco, he has 1,000 minerals in the bank. Oof, he's supply blocked. Brutal supply block. We've all been there. Ay, ay, ay. Because all the damage dealt earlier, he was distracted. This will hinder his own macro quite heavily, actually. 4 overlords, he's taking all of his gases, doing whatever he can to spend his resources. But a really rough position here for Dorminhoco. As he does miss like 2 entire macro cycles. And he still has a bank, he still has 700 minerals, like he still can't spend everything. And as he's trying to spend his money, MasTeR moves out, and I'll be honest, I don't see Dorminhoco saving his 4th. Like, his 4th base is so exposed. And here we go, MasTeR is going for that 4th base. Going for the queens, going for everything. The base is denied, that's all that MasTeR needed. That's all he wanted. And he's gonna get a little bit more. Gets an overlord, it denies 2 of those tumors. Dorminhoco will maybe get 1 stalker. It does get 1. 1 stalker goes down, that's still not worth it though. As MasTeR rotates. Rotate does respond. Yeah, it's not just forcing his way up the ramp. I mean, so far, Dorminhoco, he's holding his own. Stasis goes off. Nice stasis. Stasis goes off, slowing down Dorminhoco. MasTeR trying to catch another queen. We'll see if he can. So that's back in. Does break forward. Moving away at those lings. Still containing Dorminhoco. Bearing in mind, Dorminhoco, he's still down a base. He does have a 4th, but it's not drawing. He's on 57 workers. MasTeR has 82 pros behind this. His economy is insane. Yeah, brutal economy here. Dorminhoco trying to keep up, doing what he can. As the 5th base is going to be denied. Now, Dorminhoco is taking up into lurkers, and that is a way to try to stabilize, but the problem here is he doesn't really have the economy to sustain this kind of army. There's a revelation. MasTeR, he thinks about it. He's not run by into the mineral line. More drones going down. Now, Dorminhoco, when it comes to his tech, he has a way out of this. He can try to turtle. If he's able to turtle up and turtle up on 4 bases, then he can maybe, you know, max out on Hydra, Lurker, Viper. The problem is that MasTER's 1 step ahead. We have a Fleet Beacon and a 2nd Stargate. MasTER is already working on Sky Toss. A blinks on forward. A very bold blink here, but he takes down the Lurker. Lurker goes down. Storm on the remaining Lurkers as well. And the 4th base is being broken. Lurkers, they defend the natural at least. Oh, good. As MasTER, he pulls away. Once again, he respects the Lurkers. Backs off for now. Tempest production has begun. Tempest, I thought they're the hard counter to lurkers. They're solid against any kind of siege race units, whether it's lurker or broodlord. As they do outrange, storm in the mineral lines, picking whatever's left over. At the same time, MasTeR does hit the northern 5th base. 2 bases going down at the same time, the 4th and the 5th. And Dorminhoco cannot keep up. GG, well played, and MasTeR, he will take a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, a solid performance there from MasTeR. Again, MasTeR is coming in as the heavy favorite, and Dorminhoco has been having a really hard time in the early game, is what I will say. When it came to his openers, when it came to his builds of choice, the early Adept aggression, the early Oracle aggression, it all distracted Dorminhoco enough to create a massive supply block. If you remember, he got heavily supply blocked at, I want to say, like 73-ish supply. He had to make a bunch of overlords. He was banking up almost 2,000 minerals, and that you can't afford those mistakes. At this level of play, you cannot have that kind of mistake because you just slow down so much and your opponent just gets out of hand. Like, regardless of matchup, these are things that they cannot be happening at this level. And with that, Dorminhoco does fall far behind. And we'll see if he can recover here. Coming into game 3, I hope he can. I hope he can. I want to see it back and forth. We have seen Dorminhoco take it to MasTeR in the past. Let's go. As we load into Persephone as game number 3. And again, as we are nearing that halfway mark in the broadcast. We're almost halfway there, Pappy. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, no. So we're getting into game number 3. Potentially the final game of the series, as spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the red Zerg player representing Eximius Gaming, down heavily in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. I'm hoping he can. The pressure is on, though. It is Dorminhoco. I'm so sleepy. Rank number 5 in the overall Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit in the standings, in the rankings. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR, ranked number 1. Here we go. As once again, Dorminhoco does open up pool first opener, and again, this had the best outcome, I would say, in game number 1, but we're actually going pool first into a hatch block, proxy hatchery in the natural base of MasTeR. Let's go. So Dorminhoco, he does mix it up here. Now, as a reminder, this is not a cheese, this is not a proxy, this is not aggressive. The purpose of that, or I may say that, we have the earlier gas geyser as well, 6lings are on the way. Now, the purpose of this hatchery is just designed to delay the expansion and to disrupt the economy of MasTeR early on. The investment into 6lings tells us that Dorminhoco wants to commit a little bit harder here. From here, he should be expanding and he should be droning, but we'll keep an eye on Dorminhoco to see if he does drone. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so he is droning. So again, the purpose here is to disrupt. Here comes the expansion. Here come the drones for Dorminhoco. He should also be double expanding behind this and canceling that expansion. There we go. Does cancel in time. Goes for the Evo chamber. Cancels again. And he will save the drone. He will save. He will slip away. Slip away. Likewise, macro hatchery for Dorminhoco, again double expanding or throwing down 2 hatcheries. And here comes MasTeR's counterattack. Oh boy. Now, bearing in mind, late gases for Dorminhoco, so late link speed, it means that these depths, they can be quite an issue early on, as we have to rely on slow link defense. Adept does shade into the main. I believe it's 1 drone. 2 drones even. 2 drones going down. Getting up to 3. Oh, getting up to 3. That's a bit much already. 3 drone kills. Bearing in mind, Dorminhoco, he has to also make spores in his bases. Oracle is on the way. I should say Stargate is done, if not mistaken. Yeah, there we go. Oracle's now in production. The spores should be done in time. And the game will continue. Oh, here we go. Now, when it comes to our setup here, MasTeR, I would say, is in a better position. He has 2 bases. He's really secure on 2 bases as well. Dorminhoco making 14 lings. Oh my god, that's a lot of lings here. That's a big investment. And there's no Bailey Nest. He cannot break the natural. I believe this is just designed to deny the 3rd. But again, that's a lot of lings. And the goal should be the 3rd base. Should be the goal. Adepts a shade in. Lings, they get spotted. MasTeR does respond, and these lings are not getting any damage. Now, the problem here is that it's not that these lings aren't getting damaged, it's that these lings could have been drones. They could have been workers. They could have been a 3rd base. And there is no 3rd. There is no 3rd. The worker count is still lacking for Dorminhoco. The lings that didn't really achieve much. They did delay the Oracle. Now we have the 3rd base on the way, but it's a late 3rd. Dorminhoco is in a rough position. From here, getting to a lair, taking gases. Getting into roach play, I would imagine. Things they get across the map. And once again, they're trying to force a reaction or threaten the expansion. And we have Blink on the way with +1. When it comes to that Blink timing, I do think it's going to be quite brutal. We have a massive gateway explosion. We have 6 gates on the way. That's going to be 8 gates in total. This looks like a 3-base all-in at a MasTeR. This does scream 3-base all-in. The one thing that MasTeR is missing to confirm this is a proxy. Is a proxy gateway across the map to be able to warp in. That's what we're waiting for. Is for that proxy pylon and proxy gateway. MasTeR moves out. He does not take gases at the 3rd. He's got 8 gateways. And yep, here comes a proxy. So it's going to be a 9-gate 3-base all-in at a MasTeR. And this kind of response, this build that MasTER's going for, is ideal when you have a strong early game. If you have a strong early game, if you know that you're ahead, if you know that your opponent is struggling, then you can just go for the kill. You can just go for the kill. You can just go for the throat. And that's what MasTER's doing here. There's that pylon, and there is a 9th gateway. So 9 gates all in. Even setting up a shield battery as well. Dorminhoco, he does go for a Ling Ramai to maybe force a defensive warp in. And we have Ling Hydra to defend. Ling Hydra is actually ideal against Stalkers, but the numbers are they're just too much in favor of MasTeR. Like the other game is just going too poorly here for Dorminhoco. Dives on the Hydras. Hydras get surrounded. And that's the army. That's the army going down for Dorminhoco. He has almost nothing left. The all-in continues. Lings, they do trickle in, but that's what the Oracles are for. The Oracles, they shut down the Lings. And there is nothing left. GG, good luck gets called, and MasTeR will take the series 3-0, advancing on to the upper bracket semifinals. GG. Ooh, GG, well played. Congratulations, MasTeR. He will claim the series. He will advance on to the upper bracket semis to face off against, oh, is it Eric? No shot. Regardless, does advance on to face off against his next opponent. That is going to be next weekend. Next weekend is going to be, tomorrow. My apologies, I'm getting ahead of myself. Tomorrow is going to be the upper bracket semifinals, so we got you covered there. Actually, we can try to catch up on the bracket and try to figure out where we are and where we are headed. I believe it's going to be Inexorable versus MasTeR tomorrow. Oh boy, that's going to be a banger of a series. As we switch our scenes over, and the upper bracket has concluded. You can see here before you is a little bit small. I do apologize, but we have Shakti. Shakti took down Kamikaze 3-0. Eric took down Allison 3-1. Inexorable took down Claw 3-0, and MasTeR took down Dorminhoco 3-0 as well. So when it comes to tomorrow's broadcast, it's going to be Shakti versus Eric and Inexorable versus MasTeR. But we are only halfway through the broadcast because up next we have the lower brackets. You can see down here the lower bracket is ready for us. These are best of threes. It's the players that got knocked out in the upper bracket, they get pulled down to the lower bracket. They have another chance. It's going to be Kamikaze versus MasTeR. It's going to be Allison versus Victor. It's going to be Claw versus Elevolts, and it's going to be Dorminhoco versus Yan. Oh boy. So 4 best of threes are still remaining in the broadcast. We're only halfway through. We're halfway there. Halfway. Bearing in mind that we do have another broadcast at 2 p.m. That is going to be 6 hours. In 6 hours. 6 hours from this message, we have another cast. And then 6 hours after that, we have another cast. So 6 hours, then another 6 hours. And then 6 hours after that, we have another another tournament. And then 5 hours after that, we have another cast. So back to back. All the content continues, Fappy, as always, on the CranKy Ducklings. Let's go. As we do need 1 minute before we do begin our next round, so we're going to be going on a very short break. We'll be back in 1 minute with the TVT of MasTeR and Kamikaze. See you soon.